aero is a tricky one because a lot of young drivers don't get to drive cars that have a lot of downforce until later in their career. It's hard to learn.
You know, I started in go-karts. You have an awful lot of mechanical grip. Probably the most mechanical grip you'll ever experience throughout the rest of your career. Even Formula One didn't get close to that mechanical base grip that a go-kart has.
The thing is, even GT cars now, they have massive downforce compared to what they had, and they're becoming more and more aero dependent. So it's important to have a good understanding of aerodynamics and aerodynamic balance of the car, where the center of pressure is and what you need from the car.
Going up through the rank, you know, I started off in Formula Ford after karting, and that was a big culture shock to come to a car with zero downforce back then. Skinny little tyres, you know, an underpowered car for the kind of situation you were in compared to karting. And after that I went to Formula 3, and that was a huge step, and it felt a bit more like coming home to a go-kart again. And although it didn't have anywhere near the downforce levels of a Formula 1 car, that was the next step I took. It was still really impressive at the time, and to get your head around the fact that sometimes going fast around the corner will give you more grip instead of sliding is a counterintuitive approach to driving, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that the way it works basically is the faster you go, the better it gets, you know, until the tires give up. The limiting factor is the tire. So if the tire wouldn't give up, the faster we go, the more downforce the car produces.
So you go double the speed, you got 4 times the downforce. So, you know, it builds quickly.
Exactly. Quicker you go, more downforce you have, and more speed you can carry in the corners. So you've got to push yourself to the limit. It's never really easy, but step by step you can get there. You always have to do a bit more.
You feel like you're at the limit, and you are. And then if you push a bit harder, you get a bit more downforce in the car, you actually get more grip, and you find a faster way around the corner.
You know, you gotta slowly build up the feeling for that too, you know. I mean, if you come from no experience with downforce and you drive one of these, you're gonna look terrible, you know, because it's just the downforce level is so high that your body just won't be able to do it.
Because you pull a lot more cheese into the corners. The speed you can carry in the corners is so much more than with smaller cars. So you just need to build up step by step, and then once you get there, you know, you start to feel the limit. But it takes a long time until you get there and you can really actually push the car at the limit.
And that's the scary process when you drive a winged car or a car with ground effects. It's getting over that hurdle of not trusting it entirely. And when you do commit to giving it a bit more speed around a high-speed corner, you're often rewarded with a surprise that it actually had a bit more grip than you were expecting.
The biggest satisfaction of these cars is the aero provides you to push your body to such high levels that your mind's almost telling you, well, this is not possible anymore, you know, but it is possible.
But you have to be able to feel the car. You have to be able to try to feel the difference between the mechanical grip of the car and the aero, and differentiate between those two. The slower the corner, the less aerodynamic influence the car has. So if you have a slow 40, 50 mile an hour corner, I don't care what car you're in, that's almost all mechanical. If you have a 150 mile an hour corner, the aerodynamics of high downforce cars like these P2 cars, or even a LMPC car, or even some Formula Ford 2000s, the aerodynamic influence has increased tremendously as the speed increases. So you try to separate that as a driver. You say, okay, in a slow speed corner I have this handling characteristic, in a high speed corner I have this, and you could kind of say that the high speed is more aero and the low speed is more mechanical.
It's just a feel. I mean, it's just the speed of the corner. It's depending where in the corner it happens. It's what I feel. What does it do? And then I can determine, well, is this more aero driven or is this mechanical driven?
Because your engineer is going to ask you, well, do you think that problem you're having, that understeer, does that feel like a mechanical problem or an aero problem? Because the engineer is going to adjust the car completely different based on your reply. So when you're driving a car, you really need to try to separate those two. and understand whether it's aero or mechanical. It's not easy, but that's the goal. That's what every engineer loves. If a driver comes in and says, it's understeering, I guarantee it's an aero problem, don't touch the suspension, you got to give me a better aero balance. That's a perfect answer.